Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars The Black Series, Gaming Greats, Republic Commando, Battle Droid. Let's get into it! Let's begin our tour during the Clone Wars with a look at the packaging. And here on the top we have a hook, some tape, and nothing. On the front, Star Wars The Black Series, the Gaming Greats sticker. Star Wars Republic Commando, Battle Droid, assortment number. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. 4.5 Hasbro print, plastic-free packaging, except tape and glue. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, main China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, that stripe from the front, continuing at an upwards angle around to the back. Product shot of the figure, which is probably a digital render. Black Series, Gaming Greats, plastic-free packaging, except tape and glue. On this side, some nice artwork of the Battle Droid. Battle Droid. Roger, roger. On the back, nice product shot again, which is probably a digital render. Star Wars The Black Series. Battle Droid. Battle Droids are no match for clone troopers or Jedi, but they weren't designed to be smart. They were designed to overwhelm Republic civilians through sheer numbers. Something they do very effectively. Roger, roger. And there it is again in some other languages. Number 19 in the Gaming Great Star Wars Republic Commando. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole. Warning, attention, Octung, don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to the babies. Includes figure and accessory. Small fine, legalese print, main China print, Disney print, Hasbro print. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at this version of the BD-1 Battle Droid and his accessories. And first of all, let's take a look at his weapon. It is not black, it's sort of a black gunmetal. Mostly black, but it has like some gunmetal gray in there. It has a bit of a sheen to it. And I do believe this is paint on this gun rather than molded in this color, because I don't see any of the silver flaking that is usually in the plastics when that's the case. Here's the backpack, and you can see it's got it's dirty a bit. And then here are the two posts and the shoulder pieces. I don't think these peg in just right here is where they peg in. Also, this is in for folded down mode, and we'll get to that. But the antennas do raise up, so that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the Battle Droid. And this is, of course, the Republic Commando version of the droid from the game, so you may or may not recognize the paint scheme on him. But it's pretty cool. He's splotchy in places, weathered, I guess, from being on Geonosis. Maybe that's Geonosian dirt. But overall, I have to say, you know, he gives a nice battle droid silhouette. And he looks pretty neat. Let's take a look at his articulation. He can bend his head up that far, but also the neck piece at the base, and you have to be careful with it. It'll bend back that far and forward that far, and of course that's due to folding up, and the neck does pull out like that. This piece on the back adjusts. He can tilt his head forward that far. He's got chicken neck all day long. He's got some waggle in there. He can do the full exorcist, and that's all on a ball joint right there, I think, folks. Yeah. That's on a ball joint, and there's a hinge right here at the neck where it goes onto this post. At the shoulder, 360-degree rotation, and it will raise up that high. Cut here at the bicep, way upper bicep, 360 degrees there. Single hinge at the elbow gives you that much bend, and also there's a cut right here just past the elbow that gives you another 360-degree rotation, and then there's another 360-degree rotation at the wrist, and it is on an in and out hinge, and the other side in and out hinge as well. No articulation in the fingers, not that I was really expecting it. There's a cut right here where the upper part of the droid meets the lower part of the droid, and it'll give you some rocker, and it will twist some. These pieces, are they separate? No, I don't think. Well, maybe they are. These pieces might be separate, plugged into here, and they do move when you twist. He can bend back that far, and he can bend forward that far. So not too bad. No 360-degree rotating there, though. At the hips, disappointingly, I would have thought they, and it may be on a ball at the hip, but there's no way for it to really bend down, which is kind of disappointing. I really would have liked a little more there. They can bend in that far. There's no cuts at all in the leg, and just a single hinge at the knee, and it allows you to bend that far because it does have a cut here in the back of the calf. So no rotation in the leg. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and it does have a forward-facing pin for rocker. Well, it's got a pin. I'm not too sure how forward-facing it is. Now, as we take a look at the back of the droid, you can see the two ports right here where the backpack just plugs in, and then you'll see how the top part of it just kind of goes around to the top of the shoulders there. And as far as storage for the blaster, you got a little post right here and a little port right here on the side of the backpack, and it just does plug in there just like that, just like they did in the movies. And then you can raise those up, and then let's put them down, and we'll see if I can get him into his folded position, as they call it. You pull this piece up as far as it'll go, and push the head down as far as it'll go. And it's loose, folks. You can kind of, once you get that in position, you can kind of push that bar down some. Then as far as the legs go, fold them in at the knee, at the hip. Just put the legs up. And then at the arms, just kind of bend them at the elbow a little bit. Keep them straight. And fold the wrists in. Now alternately, you could probably make him grip his legs at the ankle. I'm afraid if I do that and leave it like that, it'll bend the hands. So, but I do believe in continuity they hold themselves by the ankles, but this works just as well. And then you may have to adjust the feet a little bit to kind of get him, or the ankles, to get him to stay in position. And it's not the greatest folded up battle droid, but it's the only one we've got that folds up. Or the Black Series mold is the only one that folds up. I have not yet seen a 3 3/4 inch battle droid that folds up. And I've been out of that line for a pretty good while now. And at least as far as when I collect them, they would not fold up like this. That does it for a look at the Republic Commando BD-1 Battle Droid. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have all the Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Greats Republic Commando figures as of this recording. And in the front is the BD-1 Battle Droid next to Delta Squad's boss. And in the back row, we have Fixer, Sev, and Scorch. Here's the Black Series Gaming Greats Republic Commando BD-1 Battle Droid with the Bad Batch in the front, Hunter. In the second row, Tech, Echo, and Imperial Armor Crosshair. And bringing up the rear, we have Wrecker. And this is the Season 1 Bad Batch, of course. For our final set of comparisons, here's the Gaming Greats BD-1 Battle Droid from Republic Commando with our last Black Series comparison, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and making his cameo appearance to see how this Battle Droid compares up with other lines, we have Stan the Man Lee from the Marvel Legends series. From G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, we have the 40th anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Greats Republic Commando BD-1 Battle Droid, I'll have to say it's a bit of a mixed bag. The articulation in the upper half of the droid it's great, and it exceeds expectations. You've got 2 cuts in the arm, one in the bicep, one just below the elbow. Of course, you only have a single hinge pinned to elbow, no swivel to it, but that's fine. Those other 2 swivels in the arm more than make up for it, in addition to a swivel at the wrist and hinges at the wrist as well. The articulation at the shoulders is good. The articulation at the head and neck is good. I like the fact that you can store his blaster on the backpack just like in the movies. I like that the antennas will raise and lower on the backpack just like in the movies. And the backpack fits fairly tight on the figure. There's no gaps in it. That's cool. And I like the fact that the two pieces that come out from the waist and connect up to the chest seem to be at least separate pieces and will move, even though the figure won't do a 360 degree at that chest abdomen cut. It works well. Now below the waist is where we run into a bit of a problem. It really needed more articulation at the hips. It could have used at least one swivel in the thigh. And a good place to hide it, there's a place right below the hip where a cut could have been hidden there. And they could have even put one right above the ankle. Now, I don't know if there were some tolerance issues. Maybe they planned to do that originally, and there were some tolerance issues. Maybe the figure just wasn't sturdy enough with those cuts in the leg. Regardless, he doesn't like to stand up, as is. I think a little bit more articulation in the hips really would have fixed that issue on this figure. I could be wrong, but I really think that that could be the case. And I'm not sure what is in the hips. There may be a ball in there, but if there's not a ball in, if there is a ball in there, it needs some, I don't know, a little less on that hip joint in order to allow it more articulation, or maybe a cut like it has on the shoulders. I'm not sure, but it really needs, you know, he needs to do some of the splits anyway. And you could also get more dynamic poses out of this figure if that was there. Now, if wishes were horses, of course, we'd all be riding. And the figure is okay as is. Again, phenomenal articulation in the top half, less than spectacular in the bottom half. Now, I do like the mold. I like the way this guy looks. It really takes me to that battle droid, you know, from starting at episode 1. And, you know, again, it's okay. Son of a beatus. Never mind. And, you know, I like the fact that it folds up. It's the first battle droid on this mold that I was able to get my hands on. I don't have the white one, don't have the red one, and I don't have the Jedi Survivor Gaming Greats version of this guy either. And I mean, and again, it's okay. I like it folds up. None of the other 3 3/4 ones fold up, at least to my knowledge. I've been out of that line for several years now, and as of when I collected them, they did not have one that folded up. Not even for the MTT, which is a great vehicle in that 3 3/4 line. But that's enough of me rambling on. I like this guy. He's okay. And again, I really wish he'd had a little bit more articulation in the hips, so that maybe he could have stood up on his own or gotten a little bit more dynamic poses out of him from the waist down, at least. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.